I'm back. I know you've missed me. Right, I've got this. I've received this a postal requisition. That's what it's called. You can look this up. It's called Form MG4D. It's from the police, of course. And apparently, on the 3rd of August, yes, it was, when they came and unlawfully arrested me and illegally detained me, I then went after that to St Ives police station for a friendly chat. Of course, it turned into a tape recorded interview when I got there, but I was told it was a friendly chat. And apparently, I have an arrest summons number, which I didn't know I'd been arrested, or a prisoner, or anything. Certainly didn't seem like that when the officers drove me home in their van and let me stop at the Spar to buy beer. Anyway, must be some kind of strange arrest. But never mind. So I did the interview, and because this is about me harassing this poor bailiff who goes around breaking the law, you notice the police haven't taken any action on him for lying about his authority and for saying he dumped me in the cells all weekend until Monday morning. Nothing threatening there at all, is there? No. They've ignored that phone call to Marston Billows completely, which is on the channel. So I've got this, and apparently I must... No signatures. No signatures at all. And it's from the police, not the court. Apparently. It could be from anyone, couldn't it? Anyone can put like the police station's address on the back of an envelope and put this unsigned, well, best called a legal fiction, a legal hoax, really, I think. And I shall explain why. So I must appear at the courthouse, magistrate's court, of course, not county court or anything. So one of his mates, who he's already decided the outcome with, and if I do not attend, the court may hear your case in my absence and may issue a warrant for my arrest. And if a warrant is issued for your arrest, this is all a big block, dark type, you know. You may be held in custody until you are brought to court. One thing I will say before I go any further in this, at the very bottom, it says nothing stated here is intended to persuade you to plead guilty. And as you'll find out as I go through everything in here, it's persuaded. It's just designed to persuade me to plead guilty. So if you need it, and this is I say it's not signed, but this is authorised by the Chief Constable personally. So it's not like he's got a vendetta against me or anything, is it? At all. Jesus. And the offences sent by public communications network an offensive, indecent, obscene, menacing message or matter. Let me tell you how ridiculous this law is. I've just looked it up. Because he was on about Section 127. Section 127, Part 2, Section 2, Part C, persistently makes use of a public electronic communications network. That's one of the clauses in it. So that's like being on Facebook a lot, or Twitter, or YouTube. You can be arrested for that now. I'm not making this up, guys. I think it was Communications Act 2003. Look it up. Look up Section 127. You can be arrested for using Facebook a lot. And then they sent this form through with it, this financial form. And I apparently have to divulge all my financial details, not to mention my employer's telephone number, and occupation and etc. and so forth. So this is what I would call UK law PLC, private limited company. Yeah, because basically by doing this is data protection out the window. By doing this, and I'm addressing it to the court. Remember, I've got to attend Cambridge Magistrates Court. There's no case judge on there. There's no clerk of the court. There's no one to send it to. So by filling this in and addressing it to the court, and signing it, yes, I do have to sign it, and signing it, presumably, I am giving everyone in that court permission to read all my financial details. The postman could come in with the post, stand there chatting to someone. Here, come over here, mate, have a look at this, look at this guy. This is what this guy does for a job, this is what he spends his money on, this is how much he earns. Now this is inviting me into a financial contract which I do not want to be part of. So that's fraudulent on behalf of the police and the court. Because by filling this in and signing it, I give anyone, they could pass it to the council. I could give it to one of their MP mates. Anyone could read it. Because it is not addressed to a name, just as long as you're in the court. Financial entrapment. That's all that is. Not to mention data protection. So this is basically because if it says later on, if I plead guilty, I think. Well, for a start, the court, when passing sentence on you, will consider giving you a lower penalty if you enter an early guilty plea. Right, that's making me plead guilty under duress to get a lighter sentence. That is, I did write it down, compulsion by threat. That's what that is, under duress. I do believe that's the actual Latin meaning of it, I think, possibly. There is a letter going to the Chief Constable, obviously, because apparently it was the Chief Constable who wrote to me, not the court. Now, if I got a summons from the court, signed by a sitting judge, legibly, I may reconsider my options. However, I don't do unsigned letters, as you know, for the very good reason that anyone could have sent them. So this is so far, we've got financial entrapment, data protection, compulsion by threat. For example, the amount of any discount will depend on how early you indicate your plea, as well as the circumstances that made you plead guilty. So that's just saying that unless you plead guilty, you're not going to get a discount. That's all that says. Compulsion by threat. You're signing under duress. Or pleading guilty under duress even. If you wish, you can write to the prosecutor and the court as soon as you have been charged and are sure that you want to plead guilty. I've been charged with 2 bits of paper. Right? Nothing, I was charged with nothing when I was interviewed. So how have I been charged with an offence with 2 bits of paper which are unsigned and I don't know where they came from? Seriously. Seriously think about that. Oh my God. See, I don't know what the prosecutor? Is the prosecutor the Chief Constable then? Because that's the only name I've got here. So he's going to be in court personally, is he? With his magistrate mate? Probably, actually. If you intend to see a solicitor, you should speak to your solicitor first. I think it might be you needs a solicitor, Alec. That's threatening behaviour financial entrapment, data protection, all on one, well, two bits of paper. I don't care about the startup disk. And the police presumably are sending these out to a lot of people. I mean, it is on the CPS site, when it also says that evidence is usually supplied at the point of charging. Oh, evidence, that's right. I haven't fucking seen any. I've seen 30 seconds of a YouTube video which I made. That's all the evidence I've seen. So if you could, Alec, send along the victim impact statement, please, from Chris Green, the man who likes to break the law, who you fully back up, breaking the law. You can tell the court how you'll be pleading at any hearing of your case, even if your case may have to be heard at crime court. Oh, good. So you don't actually have to plead guilty then, Will. Fuck me. I'd resign, Alec, really. Possibly emigrate. Or you may be getting a knock on the door from two young men from Whitehall on Monday morning when this goes out. Or after this goes out, you may be getting a knock on the door from two young men from Whitehall asking why you've just embarrassed the fucking government and why you've got a personal vendetta against someone who's exposed millions of pounds worth of fraud carried out by the local fucking council. Because let's face it, Alec, you've only ever answered one of my letters, and that was when I pointed out about 75 criminal offences the council committed, and you focused on the issue I wasn't paying my council tax because I was banned from contacting the council. So you're a fucking fraud, really, aren't you, mate? You're glad to know, kids, I'm not going to read the letter out too. I'm actually still writing because I'm currently at 2.5 pages. So it may send people to sleep. I mean, this is quite incredible. If this is the country we live in now, where chief constables have personal vendettas against citizens for no reason other than to cover up criminality committed by their own. Well, I'll leave you to make your own deductions on that, mate, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm just going to upload this now, so I shall see you later on.